Victoria Mboko and Ben Shelton are champions of the National Bank Open in Toronto and Montreal. Victoria Mboko defeats 4 Grand Slam champions along the way. Ben Shelton defeating plenty of great players in his own right. Alex de Minaur and Taylor Fritz being potentially the 2 best that he defeated. And we are going to here review the quarterfinals onward for each champion. Where else to start this video other than the biggest tennis story coming out of the National Bank Open in Toronto and Montreal? That would be with Victoria Mboko. She wins her first Masters 1000, her first tour level final, and does it in amazing style. She defeats 4 Grand Slam champions along the way. That would be Sofia Kenin, Coco Gauff, Elena Rybakina, and Naomi Osaka. She had an incredibly tough run to the final, but she does something that hasn't been done since Serena Williams in 1999. That is defeating those 4 Grand Slam champions. And the biggest takeaway from Mboko's time there at Montreal that I think we can take is that she is incredibly mature in the big moments. I mean, absolutely clutch, ice in her veins. Faces a match point against Elena Rybakina in the 3rd set. Is unfazed. She leans into the backhand in that match, hits multiple winners, whether it was on the stretch or on a return of serve on the backhand side. That shot was clutch. And let's not forget that let's back up actually. Quarterfinal, she is playing Jessica Buzis, and Jessica Buzis is, for at least the first set, looked like the cleaner ball striker, but the consistency of Mboko of not being worried about hitting down the center of the court, not just shooting for lines and trying to hit winners on every ball and get done with a point. The diligence and patience to stick in a point is what brought her through that match with such efficiency. She gets through that match in a match that Jessica Buzis Monero was actually hitting the ball quite well, but she gets through it. Back to the semifinal. Elena Rybakina wins the first set 6-1. At that point in time, at least me as a viewer, I'm thinking, and probably others are thinking, you know what? Great job, Victoria Mboko. You are 18 years old. You made it to a semifinal, but Elena Rybakina, she's just too strong. She's just too good. Not Victoria Mboko. Okay? She wins the second set 7-5 in a close second set, and then goes on to win a tiebreak in the 3rd set, where she actually did face a match point. And I believe on the match point, she may have leaned into the backhand and hit a backhand winner on a serve return or somewhere in a point. Somebody, if you want to correct me in the comments, that is fine. But that was the shot that stood out to me most against Rybakina, was the backhand. And her overall calmness, she never looked like she was hitting out of her shoes or, she never looked like she was out of place. She looked like she belonged there. Her presence, her poise. It was nothing like, and maybe this is a bad comparison, but I did make the comparison on the stream. It was nothing like Amanda Anisimova in the Wimbledon final. Amanda Anisimova did not look comfortable. I know Wimbledon and the Montreal Masters 1000, they're 2 very different things, but It's a recent comparison of a woman in the final that allows the nerves to get to her, and another woman who is in a brand new situation that it doesn't even look like the nerves come to her. Naomi Osaka, the final, is who, Naomi Osaka is the opponent for Mboko in the final. Again, Mboko loses the first set and quickly and steadily. Mboko starts racking up double faults. She is not hitting the ball in, racking up errors. There was a slight look of concern on her face at some point. So she loses that set 6-2. And what does she do? She comes back and wins it and does not even have to face a tiebreak. I mean, the second set starts with I believe it was 4 or 5 consecutive breaks of serve. Neither girl could hold serve. Osaka started to look like the weary one, the one that was fading. And I would say the most impressive thing to me from Mboko in this match was her ability to forget about the mistakes. Okay. Mboko served 13 double faults in this match. ChatGPT, somebody used this. Who is the last player to win a match with 13 double faults? In a match of that caliber, a final or a semifinal. She hit 11 double faults in the semifinal. That ability, every time that she hit a double fault, she came back, and almost every time, I can't tell you every time, but she typically followed up the double fault with a winning point. We've probably all seen, maybe the reel or the advice or something from Roger Federer where he talks about he's only won 52%. He had only won 52% of the points that he ever played as on tour, and that the biggest strength for a tennis player has to be, can they have a short memory? Can they forget about the point that they played terrible? Mboko proved that. She made plenty of errors, plenty of mistakes, and she proved that she has a short memory and forgot about those things and moved on. Osaka could not do the same at this time. She gets broken 3 times in the second set and begins to spiral from there. That's really where it all started breaking down for Osaka, was after she failed to hold serve for the 3rd consecutive time. It was a downward trajectory for Osaka from there. But yeah, just incredible stuff to see from Victoria Mboko. She is not playing in Cincinnati this week. She's going to be recovering a little bit. So we're not going to see her there. Next time we see her is going to be at the US Open. Okay. So absolute huge congratulations for the new world number 24 in the world, Victoria Mboko. And then we have Ben Shelton, player that we have been really hot on in this channel for the last month, wondering, asking, wanting Shelton to do so good. And we get it. At the beginning of the tournament, he hit Taylor Fritz, Ben Shelton, my 2 favorites to win this tournament. They were also my favorites in DC. So awesome to see Ben Shelton finally break through in a Masters 1000 and get a title. He did not have an easy road there. He had a really good challenge for him in the quarterfinals in the form of Alex de Minaur. So the reason I think that it was such a good challenge for Shelton is that we have this understanding of big servers, the serve bots in tennis, that they're only going to be problematic up to the quarterfinals or the semifinals, but they're never going to break through, and they don't have the versatility and the weapons to win big titles. Ben Shelton is proving the grind and how much he has worked in the last 2 years to come up with more than just I'm a big server with a big forehand. He's proving that he is going to stay in those rallies longer and wait for an opportunity. He's coming to the net on serve and volleys, doing that really, really well, actually. Noticed that in DC that he was doing that a lot more there. So back to the de Minaur match in the quarterfinals. De Minaur does all of those things well that we could accuse Ben Shelton of not doing well. Staying in points and grinding out the rally rather than just going for a forehand, moving over the court, smoothly and speedily. Shelton sometimes can look a little awkward, right? He's a tall guy. So de Minaur is this player that is very opposite from Shelton, but is very, very good. So Shelton had to, of course, the serve was difficult for de Minaur to deal with, which big bonus to Shelton in that. But de Minaur is a battler, and so Shelton had to battle that one out and proved it. Not much to say in the semifinal against Fritz. Fritz and Shelton haven't played since 2023 in Indian Wells. Taylor Fritz took that one, but if this is any indication of the growth that if this is an indication of the growth that Shelton has made over the last couple years. He beats Taylor Fritz very handily. Fritz, we're gonna go the no excuse route here and say Ben Shelton just dominated Taylor Fritz. No excuses. No, Fritz has been... No. Ben Shelton went out there, served up a slice to Taylor Fritz, and Taylor Fritz is going to have to respond to that at some point. We could be seeing the development of a pretty good and intense rivalry for the American number one spot. Ben Shelton put up a very good argument here that Taylor Fritz may be ranked higher in the world, but he's the one that can, if we're going head to head, he's the one that can beat Fritz. Going to be interesting if these two start playing each other more frequently. Moving forward to the final. Shelton had to overcome quite a bit of just adversity in this final. Crowd wasn't really an issue. They didn't really seem to be pulling for one or the other more. In fact, they seemed a little bit unenthused and uninvolved. But whatever. The big issue for Ben in this one was that Karen Khachanov was playing amazing. He was pinning Shelton in the backhand corner and not letting him out and opening the court and then firing a winner down the line. Saw it multiple times that Karen Khachanov, he looked like the stronger player, hitting the ball firmer, like he was physically more capable than Shelton. During the match, Shelton at the beginning of the third set did have to go ahead and take a painkiller. Karen Khachanov, hats off to him. He played lights out, and it was clearly at the end a tough loss for him. He wins that first set in a tiebreaker. Shelton, we're going back and forth on serves. Shelton struggling to find some answers. Pops out and gets a break at 4-all in the second set to take it to 5-4, and then closes out that set and ends up in a third set where he goes to a tiebreaker. He gets down in the tiebreaker a little bit. No, that's not correct. He was up in the tiebreaker, and he was up pretty much most of it. But really, the amazing thing that we see from Ben was that he was not playing his best. And I think that's what kind of convinced me there for a second. I was like, oh yeah, he was down in that tiebreaker, right? No, he seemed like he was down and out multiple times in that match where he's coming up with shots that are just a little wild, a little too much, coming up with a drop shot that's, looks panicky, hitting a forehand, miles out of the court. And I think Ben felt towards the end, because he said it, that he was lucky to come out with the win here. Of course, luck is that place where preparation meets opportunity. So there's that opportunity there for Ben, and he took those big opportunities, comes out with a win, even though he has to do it ugly. It was a great scene there at the end with him and his father, Brian Shelton, hugging and celebrating. Ben also gave a great victory speech. So we're going to be very hot on Shelton coming into the U.S. Open. Right now, live ranking, he is ranked number 6 in the world, moves up from the career high of 7 to a new career high of number 6. Super excited to see what he is going to be doing here in the next few tournaments. Thank you for watching my video. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me about something that you would like to see posted on this channel. I also do live commentary on major matches, so tune in for that as well. Thank you for watching.